I hurt my knee in a rugby game, and I'm gonna show you what I'm doing 2 days after to start helping myself get back as soon as possible. Let's give some context to the situation. So how the injury happened is we were in a scrum. I'll show it on the video. We were in a scrum pushing. We won the scrum because we're awesome. I picked up the ball. I went, and as I'm running, I kind of overextend my leg and plant, like kind of twist, and I collapse. So I'm gonna show you everything I'm doing right now to help myself get back as soon as possible. Injury happened Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and now Tuesday. I've been doing 60 minutes on the Normatec Boots. And for an acute injury, there's a lot of inflammation going to the area. So what I want is to flush some of that blood out. And this is a great way I can do it by myself without, obviously I have equipment, but my gym's awesome, so we have this kind of equipment. But I don't need to do anything active that's gonna piss off my knee. I could just sit here and get a little bit of blood flow. And if it helps, great. And if it doesn't help, worst comes to worst, is I was off my feet for an hour. So this is the first thing I did to speed up the recovery process. Now that I've done an hour in the boots, my legs are warm, you know, I've got some blood flow to it, feels a little bit better. I'm gonna do some proprioceptive work. So with a new injury, the body tends to want to lean away from it and get as much weight off of it as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to intentionally put my weight back on it. And how we can isolate the knee in a balanced position is to tuck the tail, bend the knee slightly, grow tall. So every joint's fixed. With the knee bent slightly, it's going to direct that imbalance towards the knee. So I'm letting pain be my guide on this. I don't want to push into any pain. The injury just happened. We're not doing like rehab where it's okay to load the tissue and push through a little bit of pain. This is still in the acute phase. We want to do as much as we can without any pain in the knee. I should feel better after these sessions. Because the balance felt good, I'm going to add in just a little bit of movement to it. So I didn't do this the other days, but I'm doing this today. I'm gonna do a single leg RDL. So again, same position, bend the knee, but now I'm going here, reaching, again, just as far as my knee feels comfortable, and then back up. This was painful to do 2 days ago. So it's really good that today it's not painful. Now, because extension is a little bit uncomfortable, unloaded, it actually has felt pretty okay. I've been able to start training a little bit of knee extension. So right here, I'm gonna get my toe nice and relaxed, because when I was doing it with my toe flexed or dorsiflexed, it was putting a little bit of strain on the back. So I wanna keep my toe relaxed. I'm gonna fire this quad, get into as much extension as possible, hold it, trying to pull with this quad. It's not quite all the way straight yet, and then back down. Doing 15 to 20 reps right here. This exercise I'm doing is called a diagonal sit. So this is the first like exercise I'm doing. This one's for the hip, but if we know anything about structures, if the knee's hurting, if we work the hip, get it activated, get it stronger, it's gonna help offload the knee. So we're gonna do 2 sets of about 5 to 10 diagonal sits, maybe 3 sets. So how you perform this exercise is you need to get this part of your knee smashed against the ground. So imagine there's a bug under there and you want to squish it. What that's going to do is as you push that knee down, it's going to roll you forward. Bring this foot forward, make sure you're not using it too much. And then from here, with my hips stacked on top of each other, I'm going to sit my left butt cheek to my left heel while reaching right here. Hold it for a couple seconds. Drive. It's important that I never lose this contact with my knee. As soon as I roll back, we've lost the exercise. So keep that contact. As I sit back, my hip and butt aren't touching the floor. And then drive it up. So that's enough exercise. Now I'm gonna move on to a couple stretches that I've been doing. So a really good stretch for your hamstrings, we can isolate each of the heads of the hamstrings with different stretches. So tendinosis is gonna be this one right here. Get in this position, reaching straight forward, trying to grow tall, arch my back, flex both of these toes back, have this foot straight here, and I'm stretching right here. I'm gonna do 3 sets of 30 seconds here, just to try to open up the space and the muscle and the fascia, whatever you wanna call it, in the back of my knee. Then the next stretch is gonna be a more biceps femoris, which is your outer hamstring. So we're gonna move this to the midline, flex both the toes back, reach forward, turn a little bit and reach here. And you get a big stretch all across this side of the leg. Then the last stretch for the medial hamstring, which would be the membranosus, is we're gonna get this foot way up here, this foot out a little bit, get my pelvis square. I'm gonna flex this toe back, internally rotate my leg, grow tall, and go straight forward. Then I get a good stretch along that medial side of the hamstring. I'm gonna go through each of those 3 times, 30 seconds each, about 30 seconds each, before moving on. The last and final stretch that I'm doing for my leg is a hip flexor stretch. Again, you might say, oh, the hips have nothing to do with the knee. And well, one, you're wrong, but I can't do so much for my knee. I gotta address the hips. I gotta make sure that the whole chain is being worked and stretched properly. So for a proper hip flexor stretch, probably never done it this way before, but you're gonna get this foot way forward. You're gonna turn this foot out to the side. You're gonna think, I'm a sad dog, and I'm gonna tuck my tail, flex this glute as much as possible, lean your elbow on this leg, and then reach across your body. Try to keep your hips square, and then lunge forward, and you'll get a big stretch in that hip flexor. So again, as I open up all this area, it's gonna take some of the pressure off my knee. So if I just let it be, because of how I'm limping and compensating, my hips are gonna get tight, my body's gonna get tight. So the more I can make that not happen, the better. So that is everything that I'm doing in the first 5 days after injury to help me get back on track. Again, some people will say that you just shouldn't do anything, you should relax, and I just don't believe in that. I believe movement is medicine, motion is lotion. As long as there's no big ligamental structural damage, getting some movement into the area, some gentle movement, is gonna help big time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you find this helpful. If you need any help with injuries or just pain that you have or anything, leave a comment below, shoot me a DM, and I would love to help you.